Malnutrition. What are the common nutritional problems in children? The common nutritional disorders in Bangladesh are protein energy malnutrition, PEM, vitamin and other micronutrient deficiency, nutritional anemia, iron deficiency anemia, and iodine deficiency syndrome. Iodine deficiency disorder. Protein energy malnutrition. Protein energy malnutrition is a range of clinico-pathological condition arising from lack of varying proportions of protein and calories occurring most frequently in infants and young children and is usually associated with infection. Classification of PEM. There are different types of classification. In Wellcome's classification, the weight for age in percent of median is measured if it is 80 to 60% and without edema, it is called undernourished or undernutrition, and if the baby is with edema, this condition is called kwashiorkor. And if weight for age is less than 60% of the median and it is without edema, it is called marasmus, and if the baby has edema, then it is called marasmic kwashiorkor. WHO classification of PEM is based on Z-score or SD score. SD score is measured by subtracting the expected value or median value from the observed value and dividing it with one standard deviation, one SD. Then we get the SD score. In WHO classification, in moderate malnutrition and in severe malnutrition, that means in both cases symmetrical edema is absent. In moderate malnutrition, weight for height is -2 to -3 SD, which means 70 to 79%, and the weight for height is in severe malnutrition less than -3 SD or standard deviation, which means less than 70%, and it has severe wasting is present. And height for age is observed. In moderate malnutrition, height for age is -2 to -3 SD or standard deviation, which is 85 to 89%. And in severe malnutrition, height for age is -3 standard deviation, which is less than 85% of the median value, and severe wasting is present. What is the difference between kwashiorkor and marasmus? We can see the clinical feature. In the clinical feature, in marasmus, face is well alert and wizened face is seen, which means the face is shrunken. And in kwashiorkor, the face is rounded and edematous. In marasmus, visible severe wasting is obvious, but in kwashiorkor it is less obvious. In marasmus, edema, skin change, hair change, and hepatomegaly is absent, but in kwashiorkor, edema, skin change, hair change, and hepatomegaly are present. In marasmus, appetite is good, but in kwashiorkor, appetite is poor. In marasmus, mental changes sometimes occur, but in kwashiorkor, mental changes are usually present. What is severe acute malnutrition or SAM? Severe acute malnutrition is defined by the presence of severe wasting. Example, low weight for height. Weight for height is less than -3 standard deviation, and MUSC or mid upper arm circumference is less than 115 millimeter, and bipedal edema is present as a clinical sign. The diagnostic criteria for SAM in children aged less than 6 months. Treatment of severe PEM or malnutrition. There is 10-step management for treating this condition. Step 1 is treating or preventing hypoglycemia. It is done by giving 50 ml of 10% glucose orally or nasogastric tube or by IV. Then we have to start and continue 2-hourly feeding both day and night. In step 2, we have to treat or prevent hypothermia. We have to do it by warming the baby. We have to clothe the child, including head, cover with warm blanket, and increasing the ambient temperature with safe heat source. Or we have to give kangaroo mother care by putting the child on the mother's bare chest for skin to skin contact and cover them. We have to ensure the child is covered at all the time, especially at night, and we have to keep them away from cold air. We have to avoid prolonged exposure for examination and procedure. Step 3 is treating or preventing dehydration. It is done by slow oral correction with fluid low in sodium but high in potassium. It is called Resomal or rehydration solution for malnutrition. We have to give Resomal 5 milliliter per kg orally or by nasogastric tube every 30 minutes for first 2 hours. Then Resomal 5 to 10 milliliter per kg per hour, alternatively with F75 for 4 to 10 hours until the child is rehydrated. F75 is a low calorie diet which is 75 kilocalorie per 100 ml, and it is milk based diet. We should not use IV route for rehydration except in case of shock, and do so with care. Otherwise, it may lead to fluid overload and heart failure may occur. If the child is breastfed, we have to encourage to continue breastfeeding along with the measured feeding. Step 4 is to correct electrolyte imbalance. Then step 5 is to treat or prevent infection. It is done with broad spectrum antibiotic such as oral amoxicillin or cotrimoxazole. We have to change it to IV antibiotic when there is no clinical improvement, lethargy or fever persists by 4 hours, and deterioration after 24 hours, and presents with septic shock or meningitis. Step 6 is to correct micronutrient deficiencies by supplementing vitamin A, multivitamin, folic acid, zinc, copper for at least 2 weeks. Iron is given in rehabilitation phase. Step 7 is to start feeding cautiously by small amount and frequent oral or nasogastric tube feeding. IV nutrition should never be given. Low calorie diet F75 should be given. Total fluid intake should be less than 130 ml per kg per day, but 100 ml per kg per day if edema is present. Along with measured feeding, breastfeeding should be continued and encouraged. Step 8 is achieving catch-up growth. About 1 week after admission, when appetite has returned and most of edema has been lost, a gradual transition to F100, which is a diet containing milk and 100 kilocalorie per deciliter, should be done. Then weight gain has to be monitored to assess response. If it is less than 5 gram per kg per day, it is poor. If it is 5 to 10 gram per kg per day, it is moderate, and it is good if it is more than 10 gram per kg per day. Step 9 is providing sensory stimulation and emotional support by providing tender, loving care, a cheerful, stimulating environment, structured play therapy, and by others. Step 10 is preparing for discharge and follow up after recovery. When weight for height is more than or equals of 80% of median value, there is no edema, infection, or other medical complication, the child is eating and gaining weight at normal or increasing rate, then we can do it. What are the complications of PEM? The complications of protein energy malnutrition are infection, which can be both overt and hidden, dehydration and dyselectrolytemia, hypoglycemia, hypothermia, anemia, congestive heart failure, bleeding, xerophthalmia and blindness, and sudden infant death syndrome.